So let's look at one of the most powerful throws in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, grappling, whatever. Ogoshi, or sometimes the big hip throw. I think it's one of the quintessential techniques for learning how to throw someone. It starts almost that learning to use your hip and set up other throws. So I'm gonna use my good buddy Leon. I wanna hit a Ogoshi from a few different perspectives, hitting it from a pure grappling perspective, then we'll break down some weapon stuff and some combinations and have a little fun. All right, let's check it out. Most of the reference points we'll be hitting for Ogoshi will be a side clinch position. When I'm in a side clinch position, I'm teed off my opponent, 1 foot outside, 1 foot on the inside. My hand around his hip, forehead to jaw, and I'm looking for some sort of control on this arm. If I had a gi, I'd be grabbing his belt, all right? I'd also be grabbing his sleeve. If I'm without gi, I'd be cupping right around the elbow or pulling it in with an overhook control, or sometimes underneath with an underhook control. Both are pulling the elbow. There are times we might have a pure body clinch. We'll get into that in a second. So one of the easiest ways to set up a side clinch, or most common ways to use it, in a 50-50 clinch. When I'm in a 50-50 clinch, I've got an underhook and I've got an overhook. Take a shuffle step over and then replace my jaw line to middle, all right? Now I've got my right foot behind, left foot basically in front. And when we think about the Ogoshi throw, we're gonna get our hips essentially over here. So my left foot step or my lead step has to be pretty in the middle of that triangle, all right? So if I'm a little farther away, I'm gonna step to that triangle first. I'm not gonna throw Leon yet. I'm gonna kind of load him up my hip, kind of show the mechanic. So I step through the hole, and then I bring my other leg all the way through, right next to it. Then I pivot my feet and whip my hip into his hip. So I feel like I've loaded him up, right? Even though I'm taller than Leon, I'm probably a little stronger than I'm able to kind of hike him up a little bit. But my goal is to get my hip line under his hip line. So I'm not trying to pull him up and over me, that the action of my hip gets Leon going. So one more time from just a loading perspective, I'm gonna open the door, get my side clinch, step to the middle, pivot my feet, bump. All right? That bump is essentially the main important part of the throw. Once I bump him, now the finishing throw becomes easy. So now finishing throw, bump, side clinch, step to the middle, load him. Now when I load him, I stand up, I direct my right arm over, Leon falls in the middle. The great thing about big throws, they leave us good opportunities on the arm. So one simple break. Ooh, that was a nice pop there. We're here on 50-50 clinch. I bump, get my side clinch. My foot's already in the middle, I just take a little pivot step underneath and throw. And now I got a nice arm lock right there. 50-50 clinch. Bump, make a strong connection. If I'm a little teed off, I'm gonna step to the middle, turn my hips, and finish. I got two of my students, they're both testing for their Kobukai Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. So we've been working a lot on different throws and different techniques. And Derek, he has a bomb Ogoshi, and Leon is working on it, he's getting better. So I want you guys to kind of see how Ogoshi works from a training perspective. So they're both gonna start in that 50-50 clinch, pummel for that side clinch. Nice. Again. And one more time. Okay, when we look at like different body styles for grappling, Derek is a perfect body style for throwing Ogoshi. A little shorter, like evenly balanced in his torso and his legs, strong legs, and he's able to get his hips really well under his opponent. So can you just do an uchikomi, don't throw him, just load him. And you can watch with Derek's hips land on Leon. Boom, see the nice, if you talk, look at Leon's belt line right here, and Derek's hips are way below, and you can see Leon's just loaded up on that, which makes that throw very, very easy for him. The same thing, that's why he has a great Ippon Seoinagi, Seoinagi, really good one too, because he does a great job getting underneath. While Leon and I, even Leon's a little shorter than me, we're both built with a little bit longer legs, a little bit longer limbed, so trips and things like that, like Osotogari, Tai Toshi, and Kosogaki, and other type of tripping, Harai Gosh, would work better almost for us. But as a martial artist, you're ultimately meant to discover what works for you. So, Leon, we'll just throw one more time Ogoshi, then we'll let Leon throw you a few times. Good hip placement. Nice whip. All right, Mr. Leon's turn. Not bad, not bad. What we've been working a lot on Leon is trying to get his hips underneath his opponent, so he's got to drop in a little bit lower, make a little quick whip of that hip. Ah, not as good as the other one. Get the hip across a little bit more. A little better. Came off a little bit on the edge. One more time. Probably your best one. Pretty good, pretty good. When you think about it, just stand firm, I'm not gonna throw you. When you think about trying to throw, it's almost like, I don't want my hips to be flat to them. I'm actually going to be having a little bit of an angle. So it's like my left hip is essentially splitting his little middle. All right, your little middle. All right, so I want to get my hips almost across. That's why I make that footwork, boom, boom, so you get that splitting feel. All right, now let's look at the Ogoshi from a self-defense perspective, where Leon's throwing a haymaker punch, and I'm going to use our common entrance we use. It's called a jam entrance, to slip inside that punch, and then I get a connection. I'll break it down really slow first. So Leon's throwing that punch, boom, we enter in. Now I can add an elbow, but I'm really gonna work on doing is taking a walk through step, then clamping down my arm. Back to that side punch position. All right, now I'm ready to throw, same thing, step in the middle, boom, throw. Now let's add a little variation. Let's say Leon bends that elbow. We'll put our foot to the ground, lock him up, and finish him right there. Oh please, Leon, don't hurry, oh my God, fuck you, Leon. Bump, throw him, he bends, and finish. Now, when we are kind of using, just from a conceptual standpoint, we're using this type of defense, like I can see what's coming. He's kind of loading that arm. It's not, we're in rock'em sock'em robot land, and I just get my arm, maybe I can, but from this perception of self-defense, it's more like a, oh Jesus, come over. Ends it, and finish. And I want to add a little note that when we are doing that punch defense, we're trying to blend with that punch. So Leon's throwing that punch, I'm not staying with it and then going. As he's throwing a punch, we're trying to blend right to that spot, all right? So both Derek and Leon will do the same thing. They'll throw that right haymaker and work to blend right through Ogoshi. Now when we're doing these things in the beginning, we're looking for kind of like nice, clean technique. But as they get more comfortable, as the reps go on, they should start adding a little bit more intensity to the movement. Let's go. I just don't pause on the Ogoshi, try to get it right away. So once you enter in, just right away. Much better. One more time. Very good, very good. Mr. Leon. That was pretty good. That was really good. So easy to think about it, you just went right there and did it. No, that one sucked. A little more hip, a little more hip. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Good job. Another variation of Ogoshi, I don't know if you can call this Ogoshi, but you see a lot in MMA where if someone has a body lock, that they use the Ogoshi concept, trying to get their hip across, and use this kind of like a dirty throw, where they don't really have this arm. So when you're under body lock, I do the same thing. I step across, and I just kind of bring Leon over my hip. And you'll see a lot of times just drag him right down to the ground. Works pretty well off the cage or off the fence too. So we'll stay with MMA fight. What great way to kind of start trapping the hands or trapping here leads me to a nice clean body lock, all right? Just a quick note, when you are making a clinch here, it's whatever hand's around, that's gonna be my top hand, and a hand is in front of his belly, my bottom hand. You'll feel a little different. You'll raise your elbow too much, and we wanna be nice and tight here. So when I step in the middle, then whipping our hip around, and then just bumping them over. Start bringing them down to the ground. I work a trap, clear in, get my grip, step through, boom, and right down. The Bodylock clinch to the Ogoshi, and again, there's probably some other technical term. The Japanese are famous for having technical terms for every minute detail, and my Japanese isn't that great, so right now it's just Ogoshi to me. It's more of a dirty Ogoshi because again, I don't have that arm control, and just the setup we're playing right now is a trap, either rear hand trap coming into the shoulder, double hand trap. But when we're working in, we're now going to be gliding in and looking for our clinch, okay? our body lock clinch. And again, all we're trying to do is get that right hip to come through, almost twist to my left hip, and he's gonna roll, okay? So, let's have you guys try. Outside in trap. Almost like a whoop. Yep. Body clinch. Not bad, a little more hip. You twist your hip more. It's almost like you're reversing yourself now. You're the one that does a good twist on the regular Ogoshi. There it is. Almost a tie toshi there, but not bad. One more time. Again, this might be a little dirty. That's pretty good. Almost a wide leg, but not bad. All right, Mr. Leon. Not bad. A little more bend. No. One more time. Try to step out a little farther that left leg. That's it. Good. Ooh, that was gonna be good. Very nice, very nice. Let's play it from a little self-defense perspective. My opponent's gonna have a bear hug with my arms trapped. All right. Maybe if, I don't think Leon will really disaffect me, I'm a little bit bigger. Maybe I'm smaller than him. It might have some sort of relevance that being my arms trapped in a bear hug would be a problem. But what I'm gonna do is get my hands right around his hips and use a back step my right leg, boom, and then knee, bam. And now I have double under, so I'm gonna use my Ogoshi with a double under. I'm gonna step out, still right hand travels, and my left hand will travel on top of his arm, all right? So I'm hooked onto that elbow, and the same mechanic follows. I have my Ogoshi. Again, so he has that front hug, boom, knee, bump, and oh, that was good, love. Yeah, nice whip. Frame the hips first. Frame the hips, hip sockets first. Palms, hip socket, create space, knee, now come through. Bad. Jam hips. There you go. Not bad, but we all want to see it again. Ooh, that was better, good. All right, let's start talking about stick, club, weapon. Anytime we're using something like this, it's just symbolizing that we are swinging at someone's head. And this particular one, this is like that, with that 2 to 8 strike, we're coming out that horizontal, I'm sorry, that diagonal angle to his head. And we're gonna use that same jam concept we've used before. As Leon throws that punch, we're jamming in and then we're circling out, trapping that arm. Now here we are again, we'll go back to our Ogoshi, boom. Big difference on this, he's got a weapon. We want to make sure that we don't leave him with a weapon in the end. And he just tried to kill us, so this now becomes a break. He hits that, boom, landing, throw, break, weapon control at the end. Yeah, that was better. Nice trap. Beautiful, very nice job. Does YouTube want to see it again? Answer is yes. One more time, Leon. All right. Ooh, okay. A little dirty. I like that. That was good. That was good. Let's go with another weapon, gun defense. And I fucking hate this topic sometimes because there's a lot of nut jobs. What's that guy? The Detroit defensive tactics guy. I'm not saying it's a nut job, but everybody has a very unique interpretation of gun combat. And let's be honest, I am not an expert at guns. I work with experts at guns, but I am not an expert at a gun, nor does our whole training system just focus on gun defense. So there's all martial arts, there's many areas to explore, gun defense being one of them. But simple principles we're gonna look at. Now, if you just turn around really quick, we're gonna go from a back perspective. If me as the attacker has full intent on shooting and doing harm to Leon, that's gonna happen, all right? If I'm asking for something, I want your wallet, I want your phone, I want your car, etc. Then when there's a conversation, we can react a little differently. We then have an opportunity. But if my person is intent on shooting me and no matter what I do or any move I make, I'm gonna get shot, well then that's not gun defense, that's just fucking dead defense, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's turn around, and now it's my turn. All right, so first off perspective, I am not gonna be trying to do offensive moves right away. defensive move, right? I'm gonna act a little terrified. I'm gonna just turn around a little bit. I know, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's happening? I'm gonna be almost making what Leon just did react to me a little bit. And I'm not gonna be putting my hands up in the air. No, man, what's up, motherfucker? I'm gonna be acting a little, playing a part of it. Do you want my wallet? Do you want my gun? Like, oh, not my gun. Do you want my phone? Whatever I can do. But now I'm gonna think about once I can make a little bit of move, that gun for, it's almost who's quicker pulling the trigger at that point in time, or who's quicker rolling their shoulder. But once I can start moving that gun to the outside line, then, spin you a little bit, then I have an entry point, all right? And my entry point will be very similar to what we've done before, where I'm coming through, maybe I had a headbutt if I'm cool, but I'm gonna come underneath the gun, side clinch, boom, and then I'm gonna hit my Ogoshi. When you're on the gun, I'm gonna be hammering the shit out of him, keeping control of that weapon for as long as I can. On back, I'm coming, oh my God. Then I'm trapping, and I'm in, and then I have my nice throw. Hammer the fuck out of him, and continue, okay? Play the terrified, oh my God, Jesus Christ, Leon. Oh my God, boom. Boom, nice. What I would like to see Derricky do is that this arm, when he comes underneath, should be clamping hard on that arm. Like I want to control this. This is the main problem, okay? This arm connected to the gun. So we don't want to be loose on this entry. Once he comes in, this hand needs to clamp and pull that to his chest so he starts adding that circular movement. See how Leon just dipped it? Very nicely done, very nicely done. Good. I want to hear a lot of oh my gods.
Oh my God.
Oh. Now I want you to, I don't know if you guys picked it up, Leon did something a little different. When he brought his hands up, he brought his hands up both a little higher than Derricky and I, and ended up coming down with an overhook. What I mean by that, so he had his hands up higher and came down over the arm. Sure, I'm not saying that's wrong at all. But if I have it a little lower, I actually can start winging my elbow out a little bit so that it almost adds a little extra clear to the gun. Boom. And I can start coming in. Okay, so either are, I mean, it doesn't really matter in the moment of time whether you use an overhook or an underhook, but if you, and it works. But if we're kind of being a little perfect, a little technical, we're gonna add a little bit of a shrug with that shoulder and elbow to actually help clear a little bit. Okay, does that make sense?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, keep it. Different throw, same application. More head and arm control, I think called Kuganagi. Oh, that was beautiful. There we go, fight for a clinch. Good. Even though, you know, so the two things happened. They were both, Leon was fighting for his underhook on that gun side, and they got a little bit of grappling battle, and Leon won the battle by eventually finding his underhook and clinch. So that's reality too. So even if the common mistake when we're training these things is that people could stop. Oh, I didn't get it right. I'm gonna reset and do it all over again. I like what Leon did is he continued to fight for it, got the technique, and then when Derricky did hit the ground, he was aggressive with hammering him right off the bat. So nice job, both of you guys. Good. Okay, let's get from a pure grappling or sport perspective or training perspective when I'm looking to set up the Ogoshi, and there's some problems that we have. Right, let's go right here. Okay, when we're in this clinch position, it's actually gonna be pretty hard for me to sometimes just get my hip in front of his knee, especially if I'm a little lazy. All Leon does is bump me forward, boom, and really off-settles me, all right? When I am going to be throwing, whether an Ogoshi, Tai Toshi, Harai on that side, I'm gonna try to off-balance or harass his lead leg first to create a pocket for my hips. So, a couple ways to do it. If we're an MMA fight, I'm gonna start kneeing the fuck out of his knee. Once he backs up my knee, there's my entrance, okay? I can start trying to add a little bit of foot sweeps when he starts backing up. There's my entrance, all right? We could add a Oichigari, so I come out inside out, bump his leg out of it. Boom, there's my entrance, little Tai Toshi. So, what I want you guys to do when you're training now, run through a variety of things. First, start kneeing the back of his knee. When he comes out, step in, Ogoshi. Try to come in, add a little bit of a foot sweep, form like a little Kosotogaki, where I start tripping it, he back steps. Ogoshi, okay? Uchimata attack. Bump out the leg, whip it in. Okay, why don't you try it? Harass the lead leg, Then throw Ogoshi.
Here. Oh, and I want to go.
Pull some Gaki up. That's pretty good on the last one. So knee, boom, right. All right. We're just being perfect. We're kneeing right on that. Was it? You know that sweet spot. Well, not MCL. That base MCL side. Yeah. So right there. Nice. Koso Gaki, outside leg trip. That's Uchimata. That was good though. That was good. Good entrance, a little sloppy on the finish, but still good finish. I'll try the Uchimata one. Yeah, very nice. Very good finish. Good finish. One more time each. One more series each, okay? Derek. Harass them. Very good. Nice flow. Kosaraki. Boom. Nice. Uchimata. Nice. I like the little hop in there. Mr. Leon. Knee strikes. Try not to back up into it so much. Get underneath.